And a US military aircraft landed in Amritsar, city of Punjab, this afternoon. It was carrying over 100 Indian illegal immigrants from the US. The flight was airborne for almost 24 hours, carrying deported Indians from the US. This was a part of Trump's deportation drive. India's foreign ministry had extended support to Trump administration to help make the process as swift as possible. A big plank that helped Trump win the election it was he had vowed to remove quote-unquote alien criminals. And my colleague Pradeep Datta from Times Network is here with more details. Take it away, Pradeep.
Jaishankar, only 2 days back, he had said that if anybody has gone to United States of America illegally without proper documents, they can be deported, they can be sent back to this place. But they cannot constrict the movement of the Indians to America because they should provide them visas so that any talented person can go to that place. And because already we have seen Indians have really contributed so far as the GDP as well as economy of the region is concerned. But so far as this case is concerned, 104 people have been illegal immigrants. They had been deported, and the C-17 military aircraft has right now landed at Amritsar. Why it has landed at Amritsar? Because India will be properly checking their antecedents. They will be trying to find out whether they are Indian citizens, and they will also try to cross-question them because they will try to check out whether some other elements are not trying to come out to this side because they are trying to properly check. That's one of the reasons that they have not been sent immediately to their respective places. They will be coming to Amritsar. Their proper verification will be done, proper checking will be done, proper documents will be seen. Only after that they will be sent back to their respective places because it is obligatory for any country, if they are Indian citizens, that India will be accepting them because they had gone illegally to other parts of the world. Because India has already made it clear, because it's something like what India has said. Because if somebody coming from Myanmar, Rohingya coming and settling here, illegal immigrant like Bangladeshi, India has also made it clear that they will not be allowed to settle down in this region. So American policy is also similar. But what is important is that without proper checking, you can't simply, because there is a legal process, without informing India about that, you can't just send them back in a military aircraft. That is actually to be seen what India is whether going to take a stand.
And on that crucial news, I am joined by Veena Sikri, Indian former High Commissioner, India to Bangladesh. Very good evening to you. First of all, I would like to ask you to begin with, how alarming do you think is this whole environment now? Now the people have landed in India. How alarming do you think, and how do you see this situation?
It's not alarming. I think the government of India has tackled it in a very positive and clear way. And we have said that we do not encourage illegal immigration anywhere. And if in the USA there are verified Indian citizens who are there illegally, we are going to cooperate in bringing them back to India because the government of USA's policy is very strong on this point. So I think this is a good point of agreement between India and USA. And in the conversation between Prime Minister Modi and President Trump last week, this also figured where President Trump said afterward that India is going to do the right thing. And that is the right thing, that we have to verify, very carefully verify who are the people who the American government wants to send back to India. And once their documentation addresses have been checked and rechecked with their place of origin in India, and that has been verified, they will certainly be brought back to India. I think this is the correct stand that the government is taking for illegal Indians anywhere in the world.
But as you also pointed out, and as we know as well, that PM Modi is going to meet Donald Trump, the new US president, very soon. So do you think this is an exercise, or maybe today's landing are more in optics before PM Modi takes this trip to US?
Well, it's not. It's not. The timing is one that we know that President Trump is very keen to show actual action on this point because it was a very important campaigning point for him. It was a very important point in his election manifesto, as it were, a very important promise he made to the people of USA. And I think because of the cooperation of the Indian government in saying that we want to verify, and provided we are verified, we will take them back. Because of this positive cooperation, this process has gone through quite quickly with India. So with other countries, maybe the process is taking longer. But with India, in these first 205 people who have come back, the process of verification was completed quite quickly. And so President Trump was able to send them back on his military aircraft. And because of that, I think it's good that it's happened before, because it shows that India is serious about what it says. And we are serious about saying that if we verify that the citizens are indeed our citizens and their addresses have been verified and checked and their families have been double checked with, then we will take them back. So I think this is a good example of India living up to what it says. And the fact that it has taken place so quickly shows that India is serious and we're not going to delay, and we will be cooperating with the US government on this. It is certainly a good augury before Prime Minister Modi's visit to the USA next week.
Right, right. So, and what overall, what can we talk about when we talk about this? What things India can extract from Trump, because we are going to have this official visit soon. So, what things India can extract from Trump? Because after all, this is something Trump also wanted, this whole thing, deportation from US to India. Now, what India can expect from US?
Well, I think that I think India is very clear in its foreign policy objectives, and we have been talking to the American government even under the Biden administration and now under the Trump administration. We're very clear on wanting to carry forward the comprehensive strategic partnership with the USA. And I think the areas that are very important for us are certainly defense and security are very important. We had started a very good initiative about emerging technologies, critical and emerging technologies with the Biden administration. And we certainly would like to continue that with the Trump administration, because this is a very important area for India. When we're talking about Make in India, when we're talking about encouraging foreign investment in India, this aspect of critical and emerging technologies is very important for us. And I think certainly that if we can get commitments and actual progress, moving from the general plane to the specific, that we can actually have agreements on these critical and emerging technologies and what we can hope to get in India from them, from the US, it'll be very good. And I think that the President Trump is also very keen on furthering the defense cooperation, the security cooperation, and the technology cooperation with India. So I definitely hope for progress in this on this point. The second aspect, of course, is when you talk of regional security, then the Quad comes to mind, and the Quad, which has, as you know, the USA, India, Japan, and Australia. The Quad summit is scheduled to be held in India this year, and this is a very important event for India. We would like to plan for it very well. We would like to have strong, definitive outcomes of the Quad summit in India, and this will certainly be one of the items for discussion between President Trump and Prime Minister Modi, planning for the Quad summit, not only the timing but also the specific outcomes of the Quad summit. As you know, that maritime security is a very important aspect of the Quad summit, and I'm sure on this there will be very clear discussions, because maritime security, the South China Sea, the entire Indian Ocean, the entire Indo-Pacific, I mean, all these issues are really critical for security, and these will be discussed. There are many other aspects of regional security and what is happening in South Asia, in our region, that will surely come up for discussion during the bilaterals between President Trump and Prime Minister Modi, because we know that President Trump is very keen on discussing his own approach to China, how he plans to take the bilateral relationship with China. How will it figure out? Will he? He is going to impose certain tariffs. They're going to be coming into force very soon, and the Chinese are also planning to react to that. But how will it go from beyond that? It's significant that President Trump is meeting our Prime Minister Modi, before he meets President Xi Jinping. So this is
Right.
going to be a very
So,
significant aspect also.
yes, yes, absolutely. I would like to ask you one last question before I let you go. What does India have to learn from here? Can India do the same with the illegal immigrants from neighboring countries? India also faces this problem.
Well, I think that's a very important aspect that you have touched upon. And certainly the fact that there's such a large number of illegal immigrants in India, particularly from Bangladesh, and then much lesser than that is the Rohingyas and others. But certainly the illegal immigrants from Bangladesh are the largest in number. Somebody has quoted, I think this figure has even been given in Parliament, huge number of 2 crores, 20 million, which is a very, very big number indeed. And I think that this example, the way President Trump Trump is giving the highest importance to this deportation of illegal immigrants, India too should be thinking along these lines. It's a very, very important issue because we do know already in the last 6 months, there have been moves in our neighborhood in Bangladesh. The Pakistani-Bangladesh cooperation is suddenly, jumped from zero to a very high aspect of Bangladesh's foreign policy. And we know that even when during 2003, 2006, when I was High Commissioner in Bangladesh, then there was Begum Khalida Zia as Prime Minister with Jamaat-e-Islami
Right.
in the government, and their cooperation with Pakistan was very high.
Right.
And the illegal immigrants in India were being used
Right.
as sleeper cells. They were being used for performance of terrorist acts, and they were being used for all kinds of wrong purposes against India's security interests. So I think
Right.
there is every important reason why
Right.
India should be looking at deportation of illegal immigrants from Bangladesh living in India. Sometimes this process has to
Important
start
point
very
here. Important
slowly,
point here.
10, 20, 100, but you have to start somewhere. Every drop makes an ocean, and the sooner you start, the better it is.
Right. Thank you so much, Veenaji, for joining us and giving us important perspective on this story. Well, it is time for us to take a break on ET Now. We will continue with more news and updates. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.